This is the roller derby. They call it America's fastest growing sport. That it is. 15 million people watch it every week on television. Millions more see live games in arenas and stadiums from coast to coast. July 4th, 1971, the stadium at the Oakland, California Coliseum. The attendance, nearly 35,000, the largest single crowd in the game's history. A history stretching back to the Depression. Leo Seltzer didn't envision roller derby as a game at all when he started the whole thing in Chicago in the depths of the Depression. It began more as a marathon patterned after the bike races, a nightly sprint to nowhere. But in the late 30s, Leo developed a set of rules that put the derby on its present course. The game was a big fan favorite in old Madison Square Garden, as we see in this film from the 40s. Ken Nidell, roller derby's first network voice, is the announcer. The singing you'll hear is from a vintage RCA Victor recording by the Three Bows and a Peep.
This is Ken Nidell, ready to bring you another thrilling roller derby. That's the game between the Chiefs and the Jolters, and the score, the Chiefs 18, the Jolters 11. Identifying the teams for you, the Jolters wearing the white shirts and the Chiefs wearing the striped shirts. So if you know that to start with, you'll have very little trouble in picking out who's in the action and on what team.
They go
Remember
round
the
and
white
round
shirts,
and
the Jolters, the striped shirts, the Chiefs. And here they come the edge. Here's Paul Milane moving in. Milane turns down now. Jughead Lewis working on it, taking out funny Danny score as best as he can.
What a thrill! Make a date, see them skate at the roller derby. Where you find everyone having barrels of fun, yes you will. Hey, there goes Duffy! You can tell by the beat of your heart every time that the pack's gonna start. It's the top, it's a grand slam when they jam.
The new Madison Square Garden packs them in for roller derby, too. In fact, the all-time indoor attendance record for a derby game was set at the new Garden on March 28, 1971, a crowd of 19,507. By this time, Leo Seltzer had passed along much of the derby operation to his son Gerry, a talented promotional impresario headquartered in the San Francisco Bay Area. Gerry Seltzer is a product of the television age, and he quickly learned how to use the tube to spread the popularity of the sport. Live games would be played in each of his 120 TV cities. Gerry also developed a regional team concept. His Bombers had not one, but several hometowns in the Bay Area, with an attendance reaching over 800,000 every season. The Skaters also carried on the Seltzer family tradition and transition. One of the fine female performers in the 40s and 50s was number 22, the excellent Gerry Murray. And today, her son, Mike Gammon, is one of the Derby's outstanding jammers, as discussed now by CBS TV's intellectual sports reporter, Haywood Hale-Broon.
This is the happy couple on the move. We see their like in advertisements, which suggest that their happiness is due to what they have been buying. And in the illustrations of the more optimistic magazine fiction. They could be heading for a convention, a honeymoon, or a matinee. But what actually brings this pair to town is an exercise in orchestrated mayhem unequaled since the Indian battles in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. Smiling, clean-cut youth, also number 35, is her husband and teammate, Mike Gammon. At 28, he has spent 13 years bouncing his slender bones off the Masonite track where his parents, now legends in the Roller Derby Hall of Fame, were the darling duo of an earlier generation. Charlie O'Connell, bronze bull of the Bombers, has the most expressive shoulders since Sarah Bernhardt, and in the comfortable neighborhood of $60,000 is the Roller League's highest-paid skater. The Gammons, who between them weigh a little more than O'Connell, between them earn slightly less for a 9-month season of 3 or 4 races a week. Born in 1935, the Derby became a national craze in the days when one went next door to see Uncle Milty on the block's TV set, then experienced, like all crazes, a rapid decline. Now that violent sport is all the rage, the skaters are re-emerging as an attraction capable of packing Madison Square Garden. Mike Gammon knows the genuineness of hurt from his x-rays.
Just about everybody on our team this year has been hurt at one time or another or has been off. They've had 3 broken collarbones, 1 ankle broke, a rib injury. I haven't been off yet this trip. I'm one of the ones that hasn't been off. My ankle's been broke, my wrist, shoulder's bad, have a neck injury. As a matter of fact, I'm going in for x-rays tomorrow morning for my back.
If he's involved in a fight, do you have a feeling you should get in there and help?
Well, I think years ago, I think I more or less did, but now I've just gotten so used to that, I know he'll take care of himself, and he feels the same way about me.
You let her take care of herself?
Yeah, she has to, really. When we're skating, it's as if we're separate, really. You can't get too emotionally involved in what she's doing.
Jean-Paul Sartre, a sport enthusiast, remarked that there was little reality in it since man sets all the rules, including what he wants from it. The wheeled heroes, subjective in their off time, see themselves as continual travelers, making small skeins of domesticity in motel rooms, where Judy earns pin money doing mending for the troupe. When the big truck stops at the next arena on the tour, Mike makes that extra income young couples find so useful by helping in the 2-hour job of setting up the track. Derby skaters, products of the game's own skating school, are almost alone in American athletics in that their game is self-generative, without little leagues, high school and college teams, or elaborate amateur organizations. The world is in the truck, and when the 18 laps to the mile battlefield is set up for the day's 70-mile war, that world comes to the life we decree to be exciting, and the seamstress and the carpenter are warriors again. As in any worthwhile adventure, the good guy gets his lumps in the early chapters. And his girl is treated in a way to make the blood boil. As the battle widens in the middle section, the carnage involves almost all the dramatis personae. Just when things look darkest, Mike Gammon, in this volume of the series, summons the extra something, the adrenaline of romance, and brings off a last-minute victory for the Bay Bombers. For the fans, often losers in the no-rules reality of Monday to Friday, it has been a fulfilling afternoon. For Mike, it's time to dismantle the track and set out for New Haven. This is Haywood Hale Broun with the Roller Derby.
Gammon, 22, covering that track, but he's bumped out of there by Loreno, and there goes Run Run Jones, 36. Georgie Run Run Jones with his own peculiar skating style. Moving in there, Buddy Atkinson Jr. is Run Run Jones. 5 minutes to go here in the second period in the last half. The Chiefs and the Bombers. The Bombers in the white jerseys, the Chiefs in the dark jerseys. Secondary jammers getting out of the back. Georgie Adams, 35, a little Mike Gammon, 25. Georgie Run Run Jones grabbed the lead for a moment. Buddy Atkinson Jr. is back in there with the block. Buddy grew up on skates. Our family just about has participated in roller derby the last several years. Look at little Mike Gammon fly. Georgie Adams moving with great speed around that track. At the rear of the pack, Georgie Jones to the outside. Gene Gammon, 22, with the block. Buddy Atkinson Jr. trying to get by Bill Gatchell and Bill Loreno. Little Mike Gammon in their scoring position. I believe he passed Loreno. He might have chalked up a point. He might have chalked up another point. We'll get the official decision when this jam ends. They're still trying for more points. Mike Gammon, 25, busting in there. Down goes a skater. And it's the Bombers, so a couple of more points have been scored as he was passed by both jammers on the Bomber squad. That was Big Ken Willis sitting the deck. See how many points the officials decide as the 90 seconds runs out. The officials have not decided. Let's see. 5 points.